So, welcome me back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the biggest agricultural platform in Namibia known as Induna Wengombe, which means headman of cattle. Today on the 5th of Feb 2024, I'd love to touch on a topic, how agroforestry works. Agroforestry is another form of farming that I believe many us Africans don't really participate in, but it's something that I believe we need to start participating in. So agroforestry equals agriculture incorporating the cultivation of trees. This is why you'd see on some farms they could have some trees and stuff. AFTA defines agroforestry as an intensive land management system that optimizes the benefits from the biological interactions created when trees or shrubs are deliberately combined with the crops or livestock. There are 5 basic types of agroforestry practices today in North America. 1. Windbreaks. 2. Alleys. 3. Alley cropping. 4. Silvopastures. 5. I didn't write the 5th one. Forestry farming. Within each agroforestry practice, there is a continuum of options available for landowners depending on their own goals. Benefits of agroforestry. The benefits created by agroforestry practices are both economic and environmentally friendly. Agroforests can increase farm profitability in several ways. The total output per unit area of tree/crop livestock combined is greater than any single component alone. 2. The crop and livestock protected from the damaging effects of winds are more productive. 3. New products add to financial diversity and flexibility of the farming enterprise. Agroforestry helps to conserve and protect natural resources by example, mitigating non-point source pollution, controlling soil erosion, and creating wildlife habitats. The benefits of agroforestry add up to sustainable improvements of the economy and resource sustainability of agriculture. Key traits of agroforestry practices. Agroforestry practices are intentionally combined of trees with crops or livestock, which involve intensive management of the interaction between the components. As an integrated agro ecosystem, these four keys distinguish it from other farming or forest practices. To be called agroforestry, a land use practice must satisfy all the following criteria. Intentional combination of tree, crops, or animals are intentionally designed and managed as a whole unit rather than as individual elements, which may occur in close proximity but are controlled separately. Intensive agroforestry practices are intensively managed to maintain their productivity functions and often involve annual practices such as cultivation, fertilization, irrigation. Interactive agroforestry managements seek to actively manipulate the biological and physical interaction between the tree, crop, and animal components. The goal is to enhance the production of more than one harvestable component at a time, while also providing conservation benefits such as non-point source water pollution control or wildlife habitat. Integrated. The tree, crop, and or animal component are structurally and functionally combined into a single integrated management unit. Integration may be horizontal, vertical, above or below ground. Such integration utilizes more of the productive capacity of the land and helps to balance economic production with resources conservation. Landowner adaptation. Farm Farmers, ranchers, and foresters may not recognize practices as agroforestries even though they make use of them, i.e. field windbreakers to protect crops. Agroforestry is a set of practices integrated into a large land use system. It is not a product or a commodity. A commodity as part of an integrated land use management system. Agroforestry is relevant to the sustainable production of a wide variety of agricultural commodities as well as the production of high-value specific products. Economic gain is the primarily motivating factor in the adoption of agroforestry in North America. The decisions whether or not to adopt an agroforestry practice depends on the decision makers' perception of how the practice compares with alternative land use options. To be acceptable, agroforestry practices must offer at least as much income potential without significantly great risk compared to other market-driven land uses, compared to other practices that do not involve tree planting. While economies are often paramount in decisions to adopt land practices over another social consideration may also be important to the landowner. The relevant weighting of economic and social and other factors will differ from landowner to landowner depending on the size of the farm or forest enterprise, the level of production, intensity, proximity to markets, and whether it is a full or part-time activity. That's agroforestries.